What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play Pokemon Black and White 2. In the last episode, we met up with N down in his castle, deep beneath Victory Road, and after we took a look around the castle, we ended up having a battle with him. After defeating his Reshiram, he decided to store the Reshiram into the Lightstone, which we now have in our possession, and we're supposed to take it off to Dragon Spiral Tower in order to prove to Reshiram that we are worthy to catch it. But before we get there, we still have Route 8 in the Moor of Iciris to cross, and that's going to be probably a couple of episodes doing just that, given how large these routes are, and also all the trainers that we have to battle within, items to grab, all that stuff. But before we get started, I'm going to talk to this Parasol lady here, because once per day, she is going to give me one of the 4 weather rocks. Now, what weather rock I get depends on the time of day. If I were to come back here and talk to her at the same time every day, I would only ever get a heat rock. If I want to get all 4 rocks, I need to be coming at different times. Now, I've kind of gone over time scales in this game and the last game, but I've never been extremely specific about it. And honestly, there's so much information and there's so much variance to everything that it's really hard to just pin all of that stuff down because everything fluctuates depending on the season. Like for right now, we're in spring, okay? And in spring, morning is 5 a.m. to 9:59 a.m., day is 10 a.m. to 4:59 p.m., evening is 5 p.m. to 7:59 p.m., and night is 8 p.m. to 4:59 a.m. If you ever hear the game refer to as something as afternoon, that's the same thing as day. Day and night are generally the longest periods of time, and morning and evening are very condensed. In fact, evening is never longer than 3 hours. So if you want to ever get anything within those time frames, you need to be very careful and specific as to when you're actually playing the game. Now, with all of that in mind, the damp rock is something she only gives away in the mornings. The heat rock is only something she gives during the day. The smooth rock is only for the evening, and icy rock at night. Those are for rain dance, sunny day, sandstorm, and hail, respectively, upping their duration from 5 turns to 8 turns. Okay. I know that was a lot to go over, but I just wanted to make all of that clear. I'm not going to go over the times for every single season because that's just way too much to go over. There's a lot of variance in them. I mean, for instance, winter has the longest evening time, summer has the longest daytime. It's just really confusing, and it's better to honestly just have a scale to actually read in case you're ever confused about these sorts of things. Oh, I do have to surf to actually get to this. Okay. Now, there is one new Pokemon in this area, which is Krogunk. So if you want to get yourself a Toxicroak, poison and fighting, this is the place to do that. Otherwise, nothing particularly new in this area that we haven't encountered in other areas. Least of all, Iciris City, which we have already been to. Now, let's see. Are you going to actually fight me? Yes. Okay, cool. So, like I said, there is a number of trainers here. I think there's about 5 trainers in this area, and one of them actually, yep, okay, this one right here, she actually is going to throw me a rotation battle, and I think there's another Parasol lady somewhere that will throw a triple battle at us. But I'm not too worried about this fight. This will be pretty darn simple. We'll just keep Johanna out in the front here, I guess, and whatever they decide to do, just Heat Wave it. I probably should have Quiver Dance first just so I could start sweeping the way with these cast form, but nope, never mind. It's doing the job already. Very, very simple, actually. Oh, my goodness. Good job, Johanna. Everyone's just going to get pittance for experience. So we'll see what kind of weather effects these cast form even try to do, but I don't know if they're even going to be able to get an attack off before I take them out. So I imagine this won't be too bad. Now, there is a really good TM on this route that I would like to get my hands on, but I also don't think any of my Pokemon are actually capable of learning it. The only one I think that might be is Zoroark, but I could be wrong on that front. If that's possible, that's a really good move, and I would like to have it, but we will see. It's still a really good TM regardless, and I do want to show it off. So there's the first one down. We got, like I said, just a few more left to fight. All right, let's head this way. Now, I think, do I need the dowsing machine for this area? I think I do. Hello there. Yes, I do. Okay. It popped up like right before I got into this fight. There's actually 2 hidden items here on this route, but only one of them I really actually need. Last Mai. Okay, well, this is going to be an actual fight, although it's going to be a very boring one. Well, she's got one Pokemon that's actually decently strong, so I guess I can show that. So I'll just hit this with the old Heat Wave, which, you know, I'm not even going to say it. I was going to say something about the nature of this move, and then I'm like, no, that's just a perfect way to jinx myself. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to talk about the one negative part of this move, and then it starts happening over and over and over again. Okay, let's go to Psychic here. I can't imagine this Slugma is going to survive this. It is just a Slugma after all. But the one Pokemon that she actually has that's actually worth a damn is this one. And no, it's not Wormadam, although that would have been a very funny pun there. Gastrodon, which I can just Giga Drain this thing because it is water ground. Reminded me of my Gastrodon from my Platinum playthrough, who I miss very much and is a very, very good Pokemon. All right, there we go. And I think once I get Johanna to level 68, I'll move the Lucky Egg around again. So let's just keep going. All right, hidden item up here, standing right on it, and it is a Max Repel. Not the interesting item that I really wanted. But we can keep looking around. Also, that right there is the entrance to the Moor itself. This is a triple battle, though. So this one's a little more interesting. It's not just 3 cast form this time. And I have to admit, oh, I know exactly what the play is here. Okay, we need to knock that cast form out post-haste. Because, yeah, I know what it's going to try to do. So we'll see if she tries to switch to it or not. Well, all right, we're not switch to it. Oh, yeah, we just got to knock it out. Here, let's Heat Wave you two. I'm going to Brave Bird. Actually, I'm going to fly. No, actually, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to Superpower the cast form. And then I'm going to Thunderbolt the cast form just to make sure it's dead. Because I really don't want this thing Rain Dancing. Because Rain Dance is going to affect both Ludicolo and Jolteon. And of course it missed. Jolteon being allowed to hit with 100% accuracy on Thunder. And I think the superpower was overkill. The Ludicolo has Swift Swim, so its speed will be raised a ton of stages, making it the fastest thing on the field. But now that it's gone, we should be fine. This Ludicolo could still have Rain Dance itself, so we will see. It also can use that Hydro Pump, and that's going to hurt a lot. But without the rain, I think Johanna can tank it. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to go back to a Heat Wave here, and then y'all are going to both focus on Jolteon. So let's do that. I guess I'll Shadow Ball the Jolteon. It's really the best I can kind of do in it because I can't use any electric moves because of Volt Absorb. So whatever we can do to the Jolteon is fine by me. I imagine this Heat Wave is going to take Ludicolo out. Both of them out. Sweet. We will take it. All right. That was great. Totally thwarted the plan there. Not enough to get Johanna to level 68, but close, I'm pretty sure. And Challenger did get there, so that's good. And now we move on to the next one. All right. Okay, like I said, there's still a few items over here. I think this guy is going to actually... Yes, he's an actual fisherman. I was thinking the guy at the entrance was this one right here, but only one of them is willing to fight me. Now, this guy, he's not really going to have too much to worry about. For some reason, he has more ground types than water types, which I think is very funny. But if I can just Giga Drain my way through this fight, I'll be able to heal Johanna all the way up without even needing to use a single healing item. So why not? It's a lot easier that way. Look at that. Oh my goodness. What a chunk there. Almost level 68. Okay, Stunfisk is next. I think... Do I have anything? I'm going to use Farina for this one, actually. Let's use Earthquake, because I haven't actually used that since getting it yet. May as well. Funny that Stunfisk is a ground type, and yet ground is one of its major weaknesses. It's such a goofy Pokemon, but I do love it. There's so many different ways I would love to build my teams in this game that I always think about it. Every single time I see a Pokemon, I'm like, man, I wish I could have incorporated you too. And there's literally dozens of those. It's so hard to choose with this generation. All right, back to Johanna. I'm definitely going to have the speed advantage here, so a single Giga Drain will get the job done. And then we can move that Lucky Egg around. I think we'll give it to Zoroark at this point. Now, I want to keep Zoroark in my party for a little while, because if I remember correctly, we're actually going to get some interesting dialogue for having had this Zoroark the entire time, but I need to actually trigger the events to make that happen. So down goes Whiscash. Get a lot of experience out of that. Nice. I like it. I like it a lot. Now let's go track down that last trainer, and then also the item, which is not this one. It's the one that the dowsing machine's pointing towards, but I'm still going to get it anyway. What are you? You are a Nest Ball. Okay, kind of not that great to have this late in the game, but whatever, especially for this area. All right, let's fight you first. Get the scene item and then the hidden item, and then we can head into the Moor, I think. I think that's a good plan. All right, kiddo. What do you got for me? Palpitoad. I ain't worried about no Palpitoad. What else does the kid have? Oh, this is actually kind of an interesting fight here. He's got one decently strong Pokemon. And I didn't switch the Lucky Egg off like I said I was going to. I'm so sorry. I always get so sidetracked. It's the ADHD, man. I acknowledge that it's there, and I can't tell you how often it's like, Oh, anyway, I'm going to go do this thing, and I don't even remember the thing I said like 10 seconds ago. I know it happens in these Let's Plays all the time, and I apologize. I do. I wish I could control it, but I can't. It's just the way I am. And I'm sure that can make things kind of infuriating for people to watch sometimes, but not that I'm trying to be self-deprecating right now. I'm just stating the facts because, yeah, it happens a lot, and I know a lot of people who have no idea how it works look at me like I'm absolutely insane, and, well, who can really blame them? Except for maybe, I don't know, get educated on things some more. I guess. I don't know what else to say to that situation. All right, Krogunk. Now, this will be the last experience I'll give to Johanna for a while because he is already getting kind of overpowered. I mean, he already is extremely strong. I knew he was going to eventually come into his own. I do want to kind of, like, a small part of me almost wants to just push on until I can get him to level 70 because I think that would be even better, but I don't know. Let's grab TM36 Sludge Bomb. Really, really good move right here. One of the most powerful poison-type moves to ever exist. Like I said, I don't know if anybody can learn it, but I'm still going to check anyway. And the answer is nobody. Yep. And I really don't think Tomoe can, and I also really don't think Jack can, so I'm pretty sure that one is just not happening for me. Unfortunately, I was hoping, but yeah, I also didn't really have the most faith in the world right there. Rare candy. Okay. Cool. I'm just going to be saving up those until the end of the game at this point. Now we can head on into the Moor, and yes, I promise I'm going to change out my Pokemon and the Lucky Egg here before we head on inside. As much as I would like to, well, should I just leave Johanna in the front and just get him to level 70, get Bug Buzz, and then move on? That actually might be a really good idea. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Let's just stay on the Volcarona path as we go through here. We got lots more trainers to battle. And as we head in here, this guy, there's an old legend about this place. Long ago, when a war between people started an intense fire in this forest, a single young Pokemon was separated from its parents. Cobalion, Terrakion, and Virizion teamed up to take care of this Pokemon. I wonder what that young Pokemon grew up to be like. Well, that Pokemon that he is referring to is none other than Keldeo. Now, Keldeo is an event-exclusive Pokemon. We already did go over how you can obtain its Resolute form with its power Secret Sword back in... Where was that again? Frickin' where you find Alder. Hold on. Floxessie Town. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just completely forgot that. Thank you. I had to look that up. But yeah, completely impossible to get without an event, which we're not going to actually be doing in this Let's Play. But that is where you're going to actually go and change its form. And I believe this is actually connected to the area where you end up catching Keldeo, if I'm not mistaken, although I'm sure some people can correct me on that. Now, here in the Moor, there are a number of trainers to battle as well. Not as many in the last area. There's only 4 this time, but at least most of them are going to throw like some actually good Pokemon at us. As far as available Pokemon in this area, there is nothing here that Route 8 doesn't already have. It's the exact same encounters, exact same encounter rates, all of that stuff, so it's functionally just the same thing. So don't get too excited in that regard. Now, that said, there are some really good TMs that are around here. In fact, a lot more here in the Moor than there is in Route 8, and we're going to want to get those, including another super great TM, as well as another rare candy, so I'm going to be going after all of those. And yeah, I'm just going to keep this going. I'm going to keep trying for that. Level 70, and I think I'm going to end up getting rid of Psychic on. I think I will get rid of Psychic on my Volcarona for that. So this should color change it to Grass, and now it's going to try to use Ancient Power, which is non-stab, so it's going to hurt, but I don't think it's going to take me out. Yep. And now that it's Grass type, we will switch to Heat Wave, and hopefully knock this thing out. And I think when this fight is over and done with, we will call this an episode, and we'll finish off the Moor in the next episode. But Swalot is last. I'm going to try a Psychic on this thing. See how much I can do. I mean, I almost want to just get rid of No, I don't want to get rid of Quiver Dance. It's too important. Being able to sweep is so important. Maybe I'll just get rid of Giga Drain, actually, now that I think about it. Because, I mean, I don't have the grass coverage a lot, but I don't know. It's a tough choice, I gotta say. All I know is that Johanna is now 1 level away. So there we go. And you know what? Screw it. Let's just do this. Let's end the episode with this one right here. This decision I'm gonna make. So I'm gonna head back into my menu, and I'm going to go into my medicine. Where are you at? There you are. I have 5 rare candies right now. I'm going to use 1 on Johanna. Okay, Johanna wants to learn the move Bug Buzz. Absolutely. So remember that this is a stab move. Okay, when I think about the overlap here, it also may lower the target special defense. It's essentially a bug variant of Psychic, which is why I'm really hesitant to get rid of Giga Drain. Like, yes, I know Psychic is an outright better move. It has a little bit more type coverage to it, but I don't know. Like, if I was being as lazy as possible, I would get rid of Quiver Dance and we just have 4 different moves for all sorts of type coverage, but I think I'm just going to end up getting rid of Psychic for this one. Especially because in all situations where I would be using Psychic as type coverage, it doesn't get stab damage. So where I would absolutely need it, it's not going to be enough anyway. So I think I would rather just have a move that actually does stab damage instead. So with all that said, guys, that is going to be it for this episode of Let's Play Pokemon Black and White 2. Thank you all so very much for watching. We'll go over Poison Jab in the next episode since I literally just picked that up. Spoiler alert, though, I actually do have Pokemon that can learn that one, although I don't know if I'm going to teach it to them. Now, yeah, that's it. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode very, very much, and I'll see you all in the next one.